Guys, hi guys, I sure hope I am not blurry, but I'm going to be doing a post on I sure hope I'm not blurry. I'm going to be doing a post on my beauty products that I've used up, so like an Empties products, things that I've used up for the last 2 months. And sometimes when I post about that on my blog, people say to me, you know, how come you managed to use so much of your products? So I kind of wanted to come up with 5, maybe 6 tips on how to charge through your products and get them done so that you know, get your money's worth, don't feel like you're wasting your money, and get to enjoy using them, really. So I'm going to start off by, you like my little Afro Puffs? Crazy. So first I'm just going to say that, you know, don't be afraid to use your products. For the most part, you probably spent good money on them. I know some people get sent products for free and so on, but for the most part, you probably spent good money on them, so use them. Don't, you know, I know that people like to save their items for a special occasion, but I'll tell you something about having a baby girl taught me this lesson. People would give her these gifts of these amazing dresses, and I would wait for a special occasion to use them. Come to find out, she was too big and no longer fit in the dresses, so they were completely wasted and were donated to, I hope, someone who used them. But it's the same with our beauty products. They do expire. There's no point in keeping them forever. So if you love that cream or you love that lipstick, use it. Or buy a backup if you really think you won't, you know, you're gonna charge through it and then live to regret it and die. How often does that happen? So yeah, so that's tip number 1. Do not be afraid to use your products. Tip number 2, oh, hold on. And here, I love this Nars Sheer Glow Foundation in Macau. I loved it. It just became cloudy and the lighting just changed. I loved it so much, I used it. If you don't like it, toss it. Toss it, toss it, toss it. And for me, I have some of these NYX shadows that I used to be completely in love with, but now, not so much. It means it's time for them to go. I know it looks really good when you open up your Muji drawers or whatever your setup is and you have like 10 million lipsticks and 10 million eyeshadows, etc. But if you don't like it, what's the point in keeping it? It's taking up space for something else that you could love even more. So for me, I say toss it. I've been watching, tip number 3. If you need inspiration or something to get you to do it, watch all those declutter videos that are popping up all over YouTube. I watch them day in and day out. Like, I'll watch my makeup storage collection video, but then I'll watch a video where someone is decluttering and throwing away what looks like hundreds of dollars of makeup. Okay. I find it inspiring. It makes me think, first of all, don't be afraid to toss your things, and then it also makes me think, you know, maybe I only need 2 lipsticks from that range, or maybe I just need 1. I don't need all 10. Okay. Another thing that I've seen people do is that they have like a system for getting rid of things, or using things. I've watched my girl Indigo Blue, and I'll link her down below. She does like weekly or bi-weekly makeup baskets. So all the makeup she plans on using that week, she'll put it in that basket. She has a really huge collection of like eyeshadow palettes and everything, and I believe this helps her go through them and make sure that every piece is getting a little bit of love, rather than letting things just sit and never get touched. Something similar is I keep all my used up products in a little bag like this, and when it gets overflowing, that's when I will do an Empties post. Here's the proof of all the stuff that I've used. So that's my system for helping to make sure that I'm touching a little bit of everything. Another thing is it helps if you focus your attention. So this is my favorite Holy Grail mascara. It's the Chanel Le Volume. I love it. I'll always keep buying this one. But I focus my items. I only will have 2, at most 3 mascaras open at the same time. I won't have all 6 open at the same time. I'm very sensitive around the eyes. I wear contact lenses, and using, you know, mascara that's old around my eyes really gives me the heebie-jeebies. So I'm very, very particular with mascaras. If it's been 3 months, 4 months maybe, I'm tossing you out. And by only having a few open at a time, like I said, on average it's usually 2, it helps me use them up and make sure I get my money's worth within that 3-month span. And you know, this was $32, so yeah, I'm focused on my pennies. Again, on focusing your items, this is the daily moisturizer that I use. It's by Reviva Labs. I always have one of these open. I use them up quite a bit. I might have one other moisturizer that I'm using, but again, it just helps me power through this pretty easily. Now, one of the reason, and this is like 5B, one of the reason I think it helps if you're only using, let's say, 1 product, maybe 2 products at a time, is that when you do introduce a new product, it's easy to identify what it is that might be breaking you out or causing you problems. Okay, now the sun is back and the lighting has changed. But anyway, so basically, if you're using continuously new skincare products and you have 5 or 6 different jars and 5 or 6 different cleansers open, if you start breaking out, it can be hard to determine what it is that's breaking you out, or, you know, causing inflammation and making your skin red and blotchy. So for me, I'll go through 1 moisturizer at a time. I might have a second if I'm trying out something new, or even with my nighttime products, I might add 1 new thing at a time. That way it's easy to identify what is causing the issue if I was to have an issue. So I think that's something that people sometimes don't consider, and you might really just, you know, that way you don't have to, now I've got to stop using 6 products because I don't know which of these 6 is the one that's making me break out. So just an idea. Let's see what else is in here. I hated this, so that's gotta go. And that kind of leads me into my optional 6 tip, which I know a lot of people are not going to like, but it works for me. Keep your collection small or small-ish. And for me, I'll be honest, small means, I don't know, 60 plus lipsticks. I'll admit it. But when it comes to things like skincare, when it comes to things for around my eyes or foundation, I keep it small because those are the kind of things, especially for me, that I'll find an interaction on my skin. So those are the things I like to keep minimal and keep it focused. But keeping it small, keeping it focused just kind of helps so that you can finish the products you have, so you can get good value for your money. And I know right now it's, you know, everybody wants to have the biggest collection, and the one with the most lipsticks apparently gets to heaven. But it's just a suggestion, and so that's optional tip number 6. So I'll just run through that again. 1, don't be afraid to use things. 2, don't hold on to things that you don't like. If you don't like it, toss it. Make room for something that you prefer, that you like even more. 3, watch the declutter videos on YouTube for inspiration. I mean, those will have you throwing out everything. Or as the KonMari method, if it doesn't give you joy, toss it. 4, have a weekly makeup basket. Have a Empties bag. Have something that's going to focus you and help you get rid of these things. And that also has like a second part to it, in that the more focused you are in what you're using, especially the kind of things that can irritate your skin, such as skincare, the more limited you are in what you use, the easier it is to identify if you have any kind of adverse reaction, whether that's pimples or whether that's breaking out or red skin or inflamed skin, anything like that. If you're only using 2 or 3 items and you add 1 more, it's easier to identify, well, what's the new thing that I'm having a reaction with. And then the last tip, number 6, limit your collection to begin with. The smaller it is, the less the need to declutter. And I know that's unpopular because the one with the most lipsticks wins, but think about it. It's just one less thing. Okay. So that's it. That's my quick little thing on how to try to get through all your products and finish them up. I'll have a more detailed review on my blog of all the things I've used up this month. It's a hodgepodge: skincare, makeup, old lip products that just, ugh. This one actually started to smell really bad. Ugh, I hate it. And that's why it's being tossed. So thanks again, and I'll put a link to my blog down below. And thank you if you've been subscribing. I really appreciate it. And thanks for just putting up with me on my random videos. I love it. Thanks guys. Bye.